Hi, this is CHEZ Kane, and I'm blowing it up on Capital Chaos TV.
Very cool.
That'll do.
Welcome to another exciting interview here on Capital Chaos TV, as well as Metal Gods Radio. Today we have CHEZ Kane from the UK with us. How are you doing today, CHEZ?
Ooh, hey, everybody. I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Wonderful. How's the weather over there?
We have lovely UK weather going on at the moment. It's, still kind of cold.
And you're known as being of the UK and also as being Welsh. Is there a distinction?
I am Welsh, yes. My mum's actually from Manchester, so I'm half English, half Welsh, but I was born in Wales.
What was your first concert?
My first concert that I went to was Def Leppard. Yes.
Do you remember what tour that was?
I'm not sure. I must have been about 15, and I saw them at the Hammersmith Apollo in London. But I can't remember what the actual tour was called.
Do you remember what your first band T-shirt was?
It was Def Leppard as well. I bought it when I was there.
Very, very cool. And what was the first music you bought with your own money?
With my own money. I'm not sure. My parents bought me my first rock CD, which was again Def Leppard because it was my first love to rock. I've gone on to buy lots of Alter Bridge albums. I can't remember the first one though. That's taking me back. I'm not sure.
And have you learned whole records by other artists? Do you know all of a Def Leppard record?
Yes, I know the Best Of album because that's the one that my parents bought me because obviously I wasn't around when Hysteria was released. But I love the Hysteria album as well.
And can you play it all?
Can I play it all?
Yeah.
What do you mean, can I play it all?
Well, for instance, I know some riffs. I know some Def Leppard riffs from the High and Dry record. That's from my era. Mm-hmm. Have you learned whole albums by other artists?
What do you mean, without skipping a track?
Well, I mean, yeah, absolutely. Have you?
Well, I've been listening to Hysteria quite a lot recently, so you could put me on the spot, but yeah, Hysteria.
So you could probably play most of Hysteria.
Yeah, sure.
Good.
It's a great album.
And what is your most prized music collectible?
My most prized music collectible. I have some. Obviously, it's all Def Leppard because it's what I was obsessed with when I first got into rock. I've got some lovely little pin badges of Def Leppard. I have about 5 that I had given to me as a birthday present, so they're really cool. And I've got a patch, a Def Leppard patch as well. And what
about? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go on. Sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. You were continuing on.
I also got a vinyl version of one of Alter Bridge's albums as well. And you could say that I've got the Blackbird album of Alter Bridge tattooed on my back. So that's kind of like a, possession that I have.
Absolutely. And what was your most prized instrument?
I'll say guitar because I can play a little bit.
And do you have a collection of guitars?
I haven't got a collection of guitars, but I've recently had a Taylor bought for me for my big birthday. So I have a Taylor acoustic guitar.
And do you have a vast collection of music?
A vast collection of music. I have a few CDs that I absolutely love the music of. I don't have a huge collection, but I have a nice small collection of bands that I love, yeah.
And what was your first car?
My first car, a Suzuki Ignis.
And I've never even heard of that thing.
A little box car.
That's all you really need for that continent that you live on, right?
Yeah, it was tiny. It did the job for the time that I had it.
And are you a motorcycle rider?
No, I'm not.
Okay. And did you grow up? Well, obviously, guns is not a big part of growing up in England, right?
The what? Sorry.
Guns.
Oh, guns. Let's not talk about guns.
Okay. And you would say that Hysteria would be your favorite Def Leppard record?
Yes. Well, the best of was the first one that was bought for me. But obviously I've gone on to love their other albums now. So I would say Hysteria has got to be up there. Yeah. I've been listening to that quite a lot recently throughout the pandemic. So it's been keeping my spirits up. And
the new record is your first solo record. Is that right?
It is. Yes.
How exciting is that?
It's pretty mad. And it's mad that I'm talking to people all over the world as well.
And is this your first record with Frontiers?
It is, yeah.
And I imagine there's loads of artists on there that you love.
Yeah, they've got like an incredible roster of artists on there. They've worked with like Taiketo, who I love. There's so many. Crazy Licks, obviously, and I'm working with Danny from Crazy Licks. So yeah, it's pretty special being on the same roster as all those amazing bands and artists.
You're part of the family now.
I am, yes. I've been welcomed to the Frontiers family.
Talk about hooking up with Frontiers.
Okay, so Danny, the frontman of Crazy Licks, came up with an idea to do this project, and then he went on to scout some female singers, and he came across one of my YouTube covers on YouTube and found me from there. And then he presented it to Frontiers, who were very happy with how I demoed the songs, and then it went from there.
Some people look at musicians as role models. Is it fair to musicians to be looked upon as that?
I don't see why not. I mean, I've got like a few people that I've looked up to throughout the years. It hasn't always been musicians. Obviously, I started like idolizing my dad because he was a singer as well. But then it's gone on to like idolizing people who I've maybe wanted to be like, dress like, sing like, do that kind of music. So I think it's fair. Yeah, I think it's fair.
Are you ready to step up and be a role model to young ladies yourself?
Oh, I hope so. I hope that I can. I really want to inspire a new wave of rock chicks. Come on.
You are working with, is it Danny? Is it Hexon or Rexon?
Rexon.
And he's in a good band as well. Is that right?
Yes, he's front singer of Crazy Licks, and they are awesome.
And what does he bring to working with you?
So he has written the album and produced the album, and he's done all the instrumentation on the album, apart from the saxophone, which was done by Jesse Malloy. And then obviously I've done the singing part. So yeah, he's quite involved in the project, and he's done a stellar job. Really, really good.
And it's a breath of fresh air, the album, I believe. Would you agree?
Well, yes. I can't say no, can I? No, I believe that it's really captured that good feel 80s infectious sound, but I believe it has a bit of a fresh approach today. So yeah, definitely. In my eyes, I believe it's a fresh 80s sound of today.
And Ball and Chain really takes me straight to Bon Jovi.
Yeah.
Am I hearing that right?
Yeah, quite a few people have said that, yeah.
Which is a good thing.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing at all. I'm going to take that and I'm going to run with it.
And I see you on Twitter. Is that one of your favorite socials?
No, I'm only just getting back into Twitter. I set that up years ago, and I completely just like, it's always been on my phone, but I've never been that interacting on it. But all of a sudden, because obviously everything's taken off, I want to try and socialize with as many people as I can on different platforms. So I'm only just getting back into Twitter. It's not my favorite, but I'm getting there.
There's a lot of muck raking on Twitter, I noticed.
There's a lot of what, sorry?
Troublemaking and muck raking.
Yeah. People tend to just say what they feel on Twitter, don't they?
You think more so than, say, Instagram or Facebook?
Yeah, so I'm quite active on Facebook and Instagram.
And was music your first love?
Yes, it's always been my love from the second I knew what music was.
And do you come from a musical family at all?
I do, yes. So I have grandparents that have been in bands. My granddad plays guitar, sings. My nan sings. My dad sings. My auntie sings. And then obviously me and my sisters kind of followed in the family footsteps, and we all sing.
That's a lot of inspiration, I imagine.
Yes. I looked up to my dad a lot when I was younger, and I always wanted to do what he was doing. And then obviously my elder sister started singing, and then I wanted to do what she was doing. So yeah.
What's your go-to album for motivation?
My go-to album for motivation. What kind of motivation?
Oh, let's talk about how about some sexual healing?
No. Let's go for gym motivation instead.
All right, let's go for that. Sure.
Gym motivation. Okay, so gym motivation. Alter Bridge, Blackbird.
And what's the album that every rocker should own and why?
Album that every rocker should own and why? I'm going to go with that same album because obviously I've got it tattooed on my back and it means a lot to me. So I really feel like everybody should hear the Blackbird album by Alter Bridge.
And obviously the album is you sitting, the album cover is you on the cover, right?
It is, yes.
Was that your choice?
Yes, we kind of, Danny and I threw ideas back and forth with each other. And yeah, I was happy with that image and how it was looking. And yeah.
It's a sort of a sideward. I don't think you can see that. You can see a little bit of the tattoo, right? Yeah,
you can see a little bit of the blackbird wing.
Music can be an expensive hobby.
It can, yeah.
How do you set a limit on budgeting? Because obviously, the sky is not the limit.
Oh, it's just random. You just got to hope that what you are doing, that you can cover. Obviously, it is expensive and you don't make the same as, say, cover bands do, which is pretty unfortunate. But obviously, I do what I can and I budget what I can with what I'm doing, I guess. It can get hard sometimes, but yeah, I do what I can.
How important to you are things like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and award shows in general?
But you know what? I've never really thought about it. I mean, it'd be amazing to be associated with all of that. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Have you ever participated in battles of the bands or anything like that?
I have done once before with my other band, Caned, because obviously I started in a band called Caned. We did one battle of the bands when we first started out, so that was quite a while ago.
Have you done much touring in, I believe the other band that you're in is Caned, correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Have you done much European touring?
Yeah, we've toured all over Europe. We supported House of Lords and we've supported Taiketo. So we've done quite a few cool shows across Europe.
Now, what's your favorite time? What's your favorite way to kill time on the road?
Sleep. I think that's all you can do. Just get some sleep.
It's probably the most positive thing you can do.
Yeah, catch up on your Z's.
And what's the most unusual venue you played?
Ooh. Unusual venue. Okay, so we played quite an unusual venue when we did a headline tour to promote our album, and it was an amazing gig, but it was quite random. So it was in a garage of someone's house in Norway. But they had this really cool setup. So they had a bar and they had their stage in like this garage, and it was really small, but it was really cool.
Are end of tour pranks still part of the rock and roll experience?
I don't think we've played pranks on each other. No, I mean we may have gotten a bit drunk after some gigs, but no pranks.
So, what is the plan going forward? obviously the world is not quite reopened, or it is incrementally, for better or worse.
Yeah, it's a bit difficult at the moment, obviously, with the pandemic. The plans going forward are that, obviously, if I could have, I would be out on tour right now, promoting the album, but obviously that's a bit difficult. So the next step is hoping that everything settles and I can get out on tour, and then who knows, maybe onto a second album.
Thank you for your time. You've been very cheerful.
Oh, thank you.
And do you have any final thoughts you'd like to share to anybody that might be watching and listening to this?
I just want to thank everybody who has reached out to me on my social media platforms. It's pretty insane knowing that my music is reaching all over the world, and that it has reached you guys, and that I really hope to come out there and play some shows one day. That would be awesome. And thank you so much for the time and the interest in wanting to do the interview to spread the word about CHEZ Kane.
Woohoo!
Woo!
We love you, and we'll see you soon.
Oh, thank you.